If you walked into a game store blindfolded and threw a rock, the game the cops would later take in as evidence to get rock DNA off of would most likely be a first-person shooter. With so many of them out there, all of them end up needing a hook. As it turns out, having a fully thought-out, well-designed game is a much better hook than, say, vague resemblance to some movies you religiously love. I'm talking about Overwatch. You're not going to get a story with Overwatch. There's a vague, superheroes coming out of retirement backdrop to the game, but without a campaign, all of this only exists to contextualize these multiplayer matches as big, gun-toting superhero fights. Neither can you come to Overwatch for the familiar dragon chase of leveling yourself up to make yourself more powerful than the others in the game. All of the unlocks in the game are purely cosmetic, and they still find people to buy them? Weirdos. Thanks for funding my DLC! But keeping the unlocks cosmetic only was critical, because it ensured that no player has an advantage or disadvantage other than the ones inherent in the character they chose. But I'm getting ahead of myself here. What is the draw of Overwatch? What did I mean when I said it was well designed? While playing a game, your brain is making dozens of decisions every second. Speed is rewarded here, so it's not always going on accurate information, just an approximation based on its best guess about what's going on, with intuition or experience filling in the gaps. When I think good multiplayer game design, the games I think of are the ones that relay as much information to the player as possible to help you make the best decisions. And I'm not talking about a kick-ass minimap. Let's look at the support characters. These guys are imbued with incredible power that allows them to flip the flow of a match right on its head. If ignored, they can render all damage you put out completely harmless. All the kills you rack up, pointless. The cost that a player who picks these guys must pay is that you're making yourself a target. It shouldn't take that many times losing a fight to someone getting healed for someone to figure out that it might be a good idea to target the medic first. And in this situation, the support characters are at a double disadvantage, because these characters have been given the most unique designs in the game, so that they stick out to the other team. So even the I wish it was few people out there who don't get that enemy medic equal bad might end up attacking them anyway because of how they stand out. Lucio has neon rollerblades, and his character is constantly moving to the beats of his song, drawing attention to him even when he is still. Zenyatta's floating pose is very striking. Mercy is probably the most disadvantaged here, as her healing ability comes with a beam of energy that can be followed right back to her. To compensate for this, she has the most normal posture of the three healers, though she has wings to make sure you're unlikely to mix her up with anybody else. Symmetria is not a healer. Her turrets and portal are most effective when the enemy team is not expecting them. As the stealth support character, she has the most normal design of the support character. These aren't happy accidents. You can tell real thought was given to how these characters would appear on the battlefield. Vigilant players are given a hint of a few bars of shield added to everyone as a hint what might be waiting for them around the corner. Wait. We need to take a step back a second. I love these health bars. With all the different characters running around with all sorts of different amounts of health, it would be easy to get confused about how much health any player had with just a glance. It would have, but thanks to the way the bar is broken up into these little boxes, you can easily tell that Tracer has less health than Soldier 70-something here. Just compare that to the game's closest competition at the moment. What the hell is even going on here? Anyway, speaking of health bars, there's another class of characters designed to attract the attention of the enemy team. Unlike the healers, whose visibility is all about making sure you notice a critical enemy, these guys are designed to be noticed to take the heat off the rest of their team. I'm of course talking about the tanks. They are huge and designed to be in your face while you're fighting them. They have, as mentioned earlier, more health than any of the other characters, but they aren't invincible and tend to get torn apart on their own. Offense and defense characters tend to blend together. The best defense is a good offense and all that. The defense characters tend to be wider and squatter than the offense characters, but that's not a hard role. These guys are the foot soldiers that most likely will make up the bulk of your team. I mean, you could take some of this with a grain of salt. After all, what do I know about character design? But if you have any doubt that Blizzard was making these kinds of decisions, check out this video about the game's sound design. I've played games where hero systems were haphazardly added to an existing design, and the result is always terrible. Overwatch is right on the edge of having the right amount of variety. There's 12 maps. Each only has one game mode associated with it, so it works out that there are 3 maps for each mode. That being said, I hope that any DLC for the game is free, so that the community playing the game doesn't end up split up at all. Also, Blizzard is mostly known for being a PC outfit. I hope, for me and my friends, that they don't neglect the consoles. I've seen a great shooter go out like that before, but that's just me. PC players probably got nothing to worry about on that front. With its timeless art style and top-notch game design, Overwatch could literally be the go-to first-person shooter for years now. And I didn't even mention the best part of the game yet. Play of the game parodies. Thanks for wasting some time with me. Justice reigns from above! Die, die, die! Special thanks to my friends, who can't sit still for a fucking second! One of them is a Twitch streamer. You should check him out. Link down in the description.